Today's top headlines, as once again, the absolute craziness continues. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in this video. Let's get right into it. All right, so in this video, I do have a number of different headlines that just hit the wire today, so let's work our way through these one at a time. First off, let's quickly talk about the new record that was yet again achieved today. You want to take a guess at what we're talking about? Yeah, gas prices. Now, before we get into this, I just want to make it very clear, I'm not going to be talking about gas prices throughout this entire video, but rather I do want to bring this to your attention because this is absolutely nuts. Since Friday of last week, we've been reaching a new all-time high national average for 1 gallon of gas every single day since Friday of last week. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and again today, a new record national average for 1 gallon of gas. So as of today, it is $4.56 per gallon. Now here's what else is interesting about this. I saw another report that came out said that all 50 states right now are over $4 a gallon. So previously, a couple months ago, back in March when we reached the new all-time high records for gas prices, there was still a small handful of states that were below $4 a gallon. However, this is the first time in the history of the world in the United States that all 50 states are at the same time over $4 per gallon of gas. In fact, in one of the videos in one of the videos that I posted yesterday, I saw down in the comment section, many of you were posting the gas prices in your local area, and I saw a lot of you saying you are significantly over $4 a gallon. Sad situation, especially right now when prices are going up on everything. A lot of people are struggling to put enough food on the table, and here we are paying almost $5 a gallon. This is nuts. I mean, seriously, back actually a couple days ago, I was out with a separate report and said that the people that were watching it, the analysts, were saying we will be significantly closer to $5 per gallon by the end of the week than $4. Well, these people apparently knew what they were talking about because, yeah, we are marching our way right toward $5 a gallon, and we're making our way there quickly. Sad stuff. So, one more quick side note here about gas. Apparently, the administration is starting to work with or negotiating with Venezuela to start importing oil to possibly bring oil into this country after a bunch of drilling permits were just canceled a couple days ago by the Biden administration. So, interesting. And at the same time, we have Canada to the north that's not that far away, who's been basically begging the United States, please, we have all the oil you want. Let's just do it. We got a deal here. We can bring all the oil that you need right from Canada at a nice, reasonable price. But apparently, Canadian oil, I guess, isn't good enough. I'm not really sure what the problem is here. Anyway, that's what's going on with gas and oil. All right, so let's jump into it. A next story here. This one is kind of, I don't know, a little bit interesting. I thought it might be kind of interesting for many of you here in the community. I know that a lot of you here in the community are Walmart shoppers. I've seen it down below. In fact, I've talked to some of you directly down in the comment section talking about how Walmart does actually have some really good prices. And during times like this, they typically do see upticks in people coming in, buying products, because historically, Walmart is very fairly priced on a lot of products, right? So I think a lot of us have been to Walmarts and visit frequently, and we can clearly see that their prices generally are quite a bit better than many other stores out there. However, here's what's interesting. Yesterday, the stock price of Walmart had the biggest dip that they've seen in about 30 years, and the Walton family. So again, the Walton family, these are like the founders of Walmart. They own just under 50% of Walmart. They collectively, the Walton family, which by the way is the richest family in the world with a net worth of over $212 billion, they lost $19 billion of net worth yesterday. So, ouch, right? Could you imagine? I mean, I think a lot of us these days would be hurting if we lost $300 or $500, right? Here's the thing. They lost $19 billion in one day. I don't know. I thought some of you here in the community might think that's a little bit interesting. Just imagine. That's just a nutso amount of money, though. I mean, seriously, that is like unbelievable amounts of money to lose in one day. Literally just evaporated. Gone. That's it. Can't get it back. Anyway. I wouldn't want to be those people, but again, they're the richest family in the world, so I'm pretty sure that they can take it, probably not a big deal at the end of the day for them. All right, so that's another story that I had for you right here. Next, I quickly want to talk about some other headlines that are going on out there. But before we do, if you're new here or if you haven't done so, make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below the video. Things are changing rapidly right now. As you can tell, I'm doing all this research every single day. I boil it down into the shortest videos I can possibly produce here right here on the channel, and I deliver them to you so you can stay updated. And as my commitment is, I want to make sure that you're staying updated and grabbing as much money, benefits, programs, checks, stimulus, anything else that may be impactful for you right now. I want to make sure to help you out because we can see here prices continue to rise on everything, food, gas, everything, and honestly, it's just making it really difficult for a lot of people. So again, thank you so much for joining me. Please remember, I'm here on your team. I'm right here by your side as my dedication is to you and this community to continue advocating for you, helping you out in any way that I possibly can. So again, thank you so much for joining me. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so, and let's get into some more headlines here. All right, so another report that was just released today by the Federal Reserve shows that credit card balances are increasing significantly and very fast here. So here's what they found. During the first 3 months of 2022, credit card balances totaled $841 billion. So just a little bit under $1 trillion is where credit card balances are sitting right now. So in other words, we the people, the American people, collectively have $841 billion of credit card debt that we are floating right now. And here's what's interesting. I mean, no shock, but here's the problem. Is because of rapidly rising prices and incomes not keeping up with rapidly rising prices, unfortunately, a lot of people are starting to float balances on credit cards and trying to pay for the everyday essentials and everything that we need on credit cards. As a result of that, it gets kind of hard to pay down some of these balances when income remains the same, whether it's earned income or a fixed income. It doesn't really matter. Income is income. But the problem is prices are getting away, and it's hard to get ahead of that. Therefore, we're floating balances on credit cards. Well, these balances are starting to tick up. But here's the next problem about all of this. Is as the Federal Reserve continues to come in and raise interest rates, the prime rate is going to continue to increase. Therefore, this is also going to influence credit card interest rates. So great, just during a time right now when we don't have enough money to pay for all the food we need, we're putting it on credit cards. Now the Fed is going to come in, raise interest rates, also jacking up the interest rate on credit cards, ultimately causing it to cost more to actually borrow that money and to float those balances. So, yeah, seems like the timing on all this is not exactly the best thing in the end of the world, or at the end of the day, right? So anyway, this is something else, another report that came out recently. Now, the Federal Reserve has also indicated they will continue to raise interest rates and do whatever it takes to continue raising interest rates until inflation starts to slow down or has actually reversed. Basically, what they're saying is they're willing to crash the economy. They're willing to collapse the stock market. They're willing to take down the housing market as a result of lowering inflation. So, I guess, what do we choose? A stock market that rolls over and collapses? A housing market that goes down by who knows how much, 10, 15, 20, 25%? An economy that kind of goes into the toilet as a result of taming down some of this inflation? Well, I guess pick what we want. I don't really know the answer. My point is, it's one of these things here where they have a juggling act. Basically, they need to sacrifice something in order to lower inflation. At the end of the day, not everybody is invested in the stock market. Not everybody is invested in the housing market. But at the end of the day, everybody is invested in U.S. dollars, and that means as we go to spend those U.S. dollars, we're being whacked around by inflation. So at the end of the day, I guess kind of pick what we want here. The stock market that doesn't really directly impact everybody, or do we talk about lowering inflation that actually does impact everybody, right? So I think we can all see here what the solution might be. And the Federal Reserve has clearly indicated that they're willing to do just about whatever it takes as far as raising interest rates to essentially bring down all this inflation. So it might get kind of rough here going forward through the rest of this year and possibly into next year, 2023. But essentially, everybody watching this, the big bankers, Wall Street people, the analysts, the experts, they're essentially saying that a recession is on the horizon. We're basically already setting our way into it, and it's pretty much inevitable. And I guess the next question would be, how deep is this recession going to actually be going forward? So I guess, as I always say, only time will actually tell when it comes down to all this, right? So Anyway, these are some of the top headlines that just hit the wire today that I wanted to keep you informed of, because realistically, at the end of the day, all this is going to impact us in some way, shape, or form. Now, one more thing that I want to throw out there about gas prices. I know that some of us in the community think like, okay, I don't drive anymore, or I don't drive very much, or, this doesn't impact me. However, I want to throw this out there. Yes, it does impact us, and here's why. Because gas prices also directly relate to diesel prices. Diesel prices directly impact all the food, the products, and everything that we buy on our store shelves. Because, as I've said before, all of these products and everything that we get on our store shelves is brought to the store usually by a semi or some type of diesel-powered vehicle. As a result, that means any costs that are actually incurred by the delivery or the companies that actually deliver all these products, the big trailers that they back up into the back end of stores, grocery stores, stuff like this, it's all brought there by diesel-powered vehicles. As a result, all the increased costs because of that rising diesel prices just means that's going to be passed on to the consumer. And at the end of the day, who's the consumer? Unfortunately, it's us, right? So we are the people who has to pay all that. That's why we care about gas prices, diesel prices, energy prices, all of the above. We got to continue to watch it closely, and we ultimately do care a lot. So anyway, hope this helps you understand what's actually going on right now. Things are changing very rapidly. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media. And of course, go back and check out any of the other 2,500 videos right here on the channel. As things are changing rapidly, I'm doing all the research so that you don't need to, and breaking it down into these short videos so that you can stay updated in the shortest amount of time possible right here each and every day through these videos that I deliver to you. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Subscribe down below, and I'll catch you again later in the next video. Enjoy your day.